Hi. Hello. It's Halloween day. It's October 31st in the Matrix Illusion. And it's Monday. How is everyone today? Good morning. Welcome to Living in the Light. And I'm Mary Amy, and I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truest potential, cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. We all have one. We were born with it. So, how was everyone's weekend? Did everyone have a wonderful weekend? Did you have any dreams last night or over the weekend? And what was your first intention or your first thought, I should say? What were you thinking if you could imagine it in a sentence in front of you? Well, that's Elsa. And yes, I'm dressed up. What am I dressed up as? Well, I don't know. It's like an assortment of things. I think like when I was a little girl, I have to say that my mother would set up a maypole in the yard. And so she would set up this maypole. I don't know if anyone knows what a maypole is, but it was like a celebration. And so I kind of think maybe I look like I'm supposed to be, with a ribbon running around a maypole. It's a celebration, something like that. But it's Halloween, so we have to dress up, don't we? Hey, Bianca, thanks for joining us. You're coming from New Jersey. Happy hallowed night. Yes. Hey, Alexandra Morel. Do you love my outfit, my tutu? I have some orange tights on too. So please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, well, ladies and friends, how are you? We sometimes stuff takes us down. We have to remember to keep on moving, and that's really important, right? Because when we are in a place where we feel like we get knocked down or we're defeated, and of course it's going to happen to every one of us from time to time, we have to just dust ourselves off and pick ourselves up and keep moving on our merry way. Like from your root chakra, which is the bottom of your spine, you want to like pull up all the energy up through and say, you know what? I'm going to be okay because I'm going to keep moving. And so I think that's where I'm at today. I'm going to keep on moving and have joy in my heart because I believe things are meant to be. I believe everything that we receive, we're supposed to receive, like whatever impressions. I speak of our clairsenses, and over the weekend, I had so many different sounds that dropped into my head from another source. And was it real? Absolutely, it was real. It's getting to the point where it's happening a lot. And so it's a little distracting because I say that we have to climb out of the matrix, right? Today, we're going to cover topics like vortexes. What is that? Swirling energy. And are there vortexes on this earth? Of course there are. And masses exit the matrix. Woohoo! Yay! And is there going to be a fake alien invasion? Look, it's looking that way, isn't it? It's looking that way. And of course, I will touch on angels and psychic phenomenon. So back to dreams, everyone. Community of living in the light. Hello! Let's all accept each other and love each other and realize that we are, whether or not we're all the way into the fifth dimension, that we are ascending, we're awakening, we're like, oh my goodness, that's not what I thought it was. Because that's one mindset. And I've been trapped in this linear world, this box, and I've been crammed into. I've taken all of me, because I'm a highly advanced being of light like you are. We're multidimensional beings of light. We are highly advanced. We don't even realize what's in our DNA. It's all coming online. And so as we break out, we're breaking out, or we have broken out of the matrix, you're going to start to realize that matrix thoughts or beliefs or programming are not going to really feel comfortable anymore. And that's kind of where I am. And so you can find that when you have another mindset, when you have the belief, like you're a rebel, you believe that there's another reality, you start to realize the matrix, those that are living in the matrix and they're thinking, and sometimes it makes you super uncomfortable. If you go into a setting that you haven't been in lately, like maybe it's a certain environment. Maybe it's family and friends. Maybe it's something in the community, or maybe it's just where you go every day and you start to look at everything and you say, it's kind of robotic, like we say. They're very much conforming with each other. And who made up all these rules? Who said that we're supposed to have, I don't know, just all of it, a 9 to 5 job, and we're supposed to suffer being slaved for 40 or 50 or 60 years. And then we're supposed to come out of that. And then we're supposed to have a few moments of rest. And then we're going to pass away. Like, that just doesn't seem like much fun to me. And so when we go into these situations now, when you have another mindset, when you've expanded your awareness, and, expanding your awareness is not simply going to be like a thought. It's going to be your whole belief system. It's going to be how you see yourself. And it's going to be, you're going to really connect with all the organic, non-artificial energies out there, because they are out there. So your dreams might be very telling. So over the weekend, I'm going to share with you a dream I had. I had this dream, and it had 3 angels in it, which is a very positive number, right? And there was a truck that had eggs, and chickens, which apparently is about new beginnings. It's about life, because out of eggs come chickens and their life. So there were these 3 angels. They were a mother and 2 daughters. And I was lost. And then they said, well, would you like a ride? And I kept, when you're in a dream, sometimes you feel like you're in mud and you can't walk. And I was in my bare feet in my pajamas. And I was trying to get back home, but where was that exactly? So these 3 angels, the mother and the 2 girls, decided to give me a ride. And then I met the man that was with them, and he said to me something negative, and then he pushed down on my crown chakra, which is like he was trying to block it, because our crown chakra is taking us to all of the other realms. It's opening up our psychic abilities. And so I thought that was very telling too. So it's interesting how our dreams can give us so much information. So for me, no matter what's going on in my world right now, in this physical reality, I had dreams with angels. And then the next dream that I had was looking through, and it was actually a mirror, and there was the Holy Spirit on one side. So that was positive. What did you have any dreams? You want to share them with me, with us? So pay attention to your dreams, write them down. There's symbolism in them. Maybe there's something that you need to focus on. I just wanted to share that with you. So vortexes. What is a vortex? It's an energy channel. This is really good to know, this energy channel, because vortex energy intensifies everything and magnifies it. And so you begin to wonder, where are there vortexes on the earth? And are we living in a vortex? Is the matrix, the linear world, the illusion, is it a vortex? So a vortex is a circular, spiral, hectical motion, whirling mass of air. We see those in tornadoes. We see those in some of these twisters. Have you ever seen a twister? Maybe not in person, but there's a movie called Twister, and they're whirling energy, and whatever's around it, it pulls it up into it, right? It's a whirlpool. And sometimes if you go and you look at the drain, and when the water goes down, it circles around, it empties out the drain. That's a vortex. Now, I believe that there's vortexes that some of them are engulfing us, and some of them are existing on this earth. And maybe you've come in contact with a vortex and you just feel as though it takes your energy away. Maybe you're not realizing that you're standing in a vortex. There's some vortexes that are laid out on the earth. So any activity, situation, or way of life regarded as irresistibly engulfing is considered a vortex. Dreamed that I turned into a tree of life, crystal light roots in the earth and branches going out into the universe. Very cool. Gaia was with you. Oh, that's beautiful, Bianca. Thanks for sharing that. That's lovely. The tree of life. That's super positive. Good for you. See, that's empowering to hear about that. So the center of something that draws the outside in on the earth, right? So it would be like here's this, it's like in the shape of a circle, right? And then it's just going down and it's pulling in. Sometimes we see some of those movies out there and everything just falls into the earth. And so it's collapses. So on Earth, vortexes are where energy is either entering into the Earth or projecting outward. You can see a vortex that goes like this, right? When we when there's a funnel, a funnel is kind of a vortex, isn't it? A funnel that you have in the kitchen. And so you pour in and the water will drain down like this. And so vortexes are where energy is either entering the earth or projecting out of the earth's plane. For example, the Great Pyramids, Machu Picchu, I can't say it, Machu Picchu in Peru, Stonehenge. They're areas of concentration. The reason I'm bringing this up is it's very important because right now what's going on the earth with the spiritual war that we've been engaging in and the terminated timeline of the 3 dimension, where is all of this energy either coming from or going to? If you notice out there, you can see some of the bizarre clown world stuff that's out there. You can see these videos or even in the news, some really strange stuff. And so I'm sensing right now, I sensed last night, and that's why I went around. I don't know if you have sage. I went around with sage and saged my apartment because I sensed there was some kind of energy that came into my home. Because what's going on now is it's almost as though everything good and evil is now circulating upon the earth. Now, have you been paying attention? Last year at this time, there was a concert. And this concert was kind of a satanic ritual. And what happened was they had the mouth that the children went into, the teenagers they went into. This was a famous concert at this time last year. Do you remember that? And 10 kids, 10 teenagers, young adults passed away. And it was like out of nowhere, there was no explanation. Now, was the explanation that they turned on some kind of frequency weapon? There's weapons out there. Nikola Tesla created the death ray beam. And that was about frequency. And that was about, it was a gun and you could shoot it and it could affect your nervous system. And so there are these sound machines that, the military or the government have used all over the globe. And then they turn it on and then the pitch is so bad that it will affect your brain. You can have a heart attack. It's like your brain can explode and your body can't handle it. So last year at this time, at this concert, these kids died. They passed away. And there was no real explanation. It was never investigated. I never heard why. Very strange. Did they turn something on? Was it a satanic ritual by the elite cabal, by some of these satanic organizations? Well, over the weekend, I'm bringing this up because over the weekend in I think it was north or south. Let me tell you, so I'm in Korea. I know it was in Korea. There was 155 adults and children passed away. It was in South Korea, 155 deaths. And they were out in the street and they were dressed in Halloween costumes. And some of them had masks on. And they said that it was a stampede. They were trampled, 155. Very strange at this time of the year. Was that a satanic ritual? Be aware. Be aware that this stuff is out there. So the reason I'm bringing it up is because not only is there angelic beings on this earth, and I believe the ascended masters, we just can't see all of what's going on because our vision is only 1% of what's going on in the world, in this physical reality. And so I sense that there's some negativity going on. So be aware. So, how do you protect yourself if you sense that there's something dark around, like dark forces? I would say imagine light around you. I would say if you sense anything dark, send it love because it doesn't like love. If you're that aware, if you're that aware of energy like I am, send it love. It doesn't like it. And it is a little alarming. I do get scared. I got a little scared. That's why I put the I saged my home, because what happens is when darkness creeps in and it stays, it's harder to get rid of. Plus, I don't want to deny it. I want to admit it. So is there a vortex right now that's opened up, in some of these locations on Earth, not just the Great Pyramids or Stonehenge? So these areas of concentrated energy rising up from the Earth, vortexes are portals. Now, they're portals for celestial divine beings, angelic beings like angels. They're also vortexes are portals for terrestrial beings, like, for example, ETs, right? We're going to get on to that fake alien invasion. So there's something that's happened and shifted. I sense it. I said to you the other day, I guess on Friday, I mentioned the fact that when I looked at the sun, it was like white. It was so blinding. I couldn't even look at it the other day. So the sun is sending stronger energy to us, right? Mass coronal ejections. Now, if the vortex portals are bringing these beings, like celestial beings and angels, I'm all about angels, right? Is it also bringing and opening up the airways for evil? And I would say yes, because it's now been defeated, it's now having to leave, and now it's grabbing on to anything to remain in the matrix, to remain here, keeping us. And also, I have to say, there's something else that happened over the weekend. Elon Musk officially bought Twitter. Now, what is going to happen with that? I know we have the elections coming up. People are talking about that. And this is all in the matrix. And as I get back to reminding you that as we step out of the matrix and we have 1 foot, or 80% of us are in this expanded awareness, this higher consciousness, it's going to be more difficult to be in the dense reality of the matrix. But we have to survive, don't we? So we're going to have to kind of sustain this until it's completely gone. And so when it's completely gone, what is going to take its place on this new earth? And so my thoughts are taking me to, well, what am I going to create next? What are you going to create? What do you see before you if you had a choice? Just consider that. Let's be aware. So a vortex, a vibration emanating from the ground, when you enter a vortex, you might sense it. You might feel different energy. There's different locations, like, for example, in Sedona, they say that there's energy vortexes there, sacred vortexes. So a vortex is a funnel shape that is created by any whirling fluid or energy. And it's kind of exciting to know that this exists, this funnel, because not only, like I just said, maybe some of this evil is like swarming around us, because I sense it is. And why would it be swarming around me? Because it wants to shut me up, because I'm talking about light all the time, living in the light. I'm talking about the beauty of the earth. I'm talking about love. I'm saying how worthy you are. And guess what? Negative, dark energies are living in low vibration, like hate and like, get out of my way. And, meanness and criminal, reckless behavior and heinous acts. So be aware. So sacred locations. The Native American Indians were aware of vortexes. The Navajo and Hopi recognized vortexes. Now, a vortex, if you are lucky enough to happenstance on a vortex, and we do, like I said, know of Sedona, but I believe that there's some vortexes that are opening up on the earth right now, and like I said, good and evil are traveling through them. They are and can be very healing, natural healing, spiritual growth. Now, we've been receiving so many artificial energies and frequencies, haven't we, for a very long time. And it comes through in the cell towers, it comes through in our television, it comes through in our radio, the sound that we listen to. The sounds that we're listening to, that music should be set at 432 hertz, not 440, which I believe it was like the Rockefellers set that up at 440, which is actually abrasive to our sacred beings. Our vessels are very, very fragile. We have these systems within us. We are light beings. We literally are going to be looking like this in the future. Right now, before the matrix is completely gone, we're not looking like this, but as our bodies transform and evolve to more light, we're going to start to see these kinds of images in our view in this physical reality. This is what's going to happen. The ascended masters, the angelic beings, we're going to see everything. It's all coming online. So these energy vortexes in Sedona, Arizona, the vortexes are found at intersections known as ley lines. Now, here we go. We're going to find out why and where they are. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video if you deem so, and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mary Amy, living in the light, and I'm 45 minutes outside of New York City. You tell me where you're from. I know Alexandra's from New York and Bianca's from New Jersey. So, what are ley lines? So we know that the vortex is a funnel shape that is created by whirling fluid or energy. And like I said, I believe, so if you imagine here's the funnel and it's coming up, and then so here's the ground, right? And here's the funnel, and it comes up and shoots up. So it's coming up and shooting up into our world. So right now on the earth, I sense that there's vortexes that have opened up, and there's good and evil that's shooting out into the world. And so how do you find a vortex? Well, it's at an intersection known as a ley line. It's an electromagnetic earth energy, and where it meets. It's where a ley line exists, is where a vortex is found. So a ley line is a location of special powers. There's imaginary lines between some important places, believed to be where the energy and old paths exist. Now, there's 3 types of vortexes. There's a magnetic vortex, an electrical vortex, and a balanced vortex, right? So a ley line is where the vortex exists, and there's special powers. That's why we're very aware of some of these on this earth, like at Stonehenge. Apparently that's where a ley line exists. So a magnetic vortex is a form when electron spins swirl in a circle within a place, and it's considered the feminine energy, which is soft. It's a place where you might want to do meditation. Do I have a vortex here? I believe I have a portal here. Maybe there is some kind of vortex in my area, because I don't know why I sensed this evil that came into my home out of nowhere. I didn't have anyone in my home. That was negative. So something came here, which makes me believe there's a vortex that has opened up and brought some wicked energy. Is it going to be gone? Am I worried? No, I'm not worried, because I'm a powerful being of light like you are. And I'm going to get all my personal power up through me from my root chakra. Now, there's also what's called an electrical vortex, which is the yang, the masculine energy, intentions. And so that occurs when electric poles arrange themselves in an unusual swirling movement. Okay? And it's created by temperature of the material. So these are some different vortexes. just to make you aware. I'm just sharing information because, it's nice to have a little backstory, isn't it? All right. And so a balanced vortex is a mix of the two, a magnetic vortex, okay, an electrical vortex, and that brings clarity and vision. So these three types of vortexes, and I'd be curious to find out which ones are the ones that exist. Now, what is the vortex that I'm among right now? I don't know. I mean, maybe more information will come online and I'll find out. So all of this discussion about vortexes kind of brought me to the idea of electricity and the idea of portals. Now, there are portals. Like I said, I believe that I'm an angelic portal because I speak of angels all the time. Now, is it within me or is it the place that I inhabit? I don't know. I mean, I'm drawn to certain locations. Maybe it's where I am living right now. There's an angel portal. So a portal is a doorway to another world. Hey Raymond, thanks for joining us. Today we're covering vortexes, the masses exit the matrix, and fake alien invasion. So, portals. Now there's portals all over the earth. We know this. When I've done my ball of light, it must be taking me to some portal because sometimes I'm in this woodsy area. A couple of times I've been in a woodsy area, and then a couple of times I've actually done remote viewing. I've gone to another location. I've teleported to another location. So a portal takes you to another world, another dimension. It's a doorway, it's a gate, it's an entrance, and it's a connection to other dimensions. We are now entering a portal. When you have left the three-dimensional world and you're headed to the 5-dimension, that's a portal. There's portals that are open right now all across the planet. And so pray for, it's Edawan. I don't know what that is. Raymond. Tell us what that is. So these portals will transport you to another location, like teleportation. So teleportation will take you to another location. I don't know if I have anything here with teleportation. I'll probably find it after I leave, after I get up and go. That is kind of how it works. So, I don't think I took a picture. I'm so sorry about that. So maybe we could say, I don't really have anything. So teleportation is where you're actually leaving this location, a location, and you're traveling to another one. Now, you can teleport in your mind. You can teleport to another location in your mind, like you can do remote viewing, like we've done, where you go into a very meditative state, and we've tuned into our senses. And, I've done that with the ball of light because there's something about this ball of light. Maybe it's a Merkaba. I don't know what it is, but it takes me to another location. So you might teleport that way. You might travel through a portal in your mind when you do a meditation or when you do one of these clair activities, clair sense activities. Maybe when you're sleeping, you'll go through a portal to an astral realm. You might travel through a portal to an angelic realm. Like I say that there is a portal right now around me that's the angels are ascending and descending to heaven. So, hey, Halloween. Oh, the Halloween. Yes, we spoke about that. I didn't know what that town was. That we spoke about that. 155 beings passed away. Yes, it was awful, very bad news. So that's why I brought up vortexes. Is there a vortex right now that's bringing all of this satanic energy, this Luciferian energy onto the earth? So we must be aware. And so how are we gonna kind of combat? We're gonna combat this negative energy by speaking of angels, by spending time in nature, by having love in our hearts, stay in high vibration energy. Okay, so these portals, and they are basically a doorway, and it transcends space and time. So they're energy channels and gateways to other places, other locations, another source. There's portals and there's vortexes, which leads me to speak of heaven. So heaven is a place, it's considered, is it considered another realm, heaven? Is there a portal to heaven? Can we enter heaven? How do we enter heaven? Well, they say when we pass. So aren't you actually traveling through a portal to another place, another realm? So it's a place regarded as where God resides. Angels for good after passing. So good deeds take you to heaven. They say the sun, the moon, the stars, and the planets reside in heaven above the sky. The sky is considered heaven. So it's the expanse of space over Earth like a dome. That's what they consider heaven to be. So it's something to think about, isn't it? These vortexes, these funnels of whirling energy. And so I would say the best thing to do right now in this time, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of frequencies that are going to be coming at you. I don't know what they're going to turn on. I don't know why there was these casualties, as Raymond says, in Korea over the weekend, this Halloween party. What was that exactly? It's a little frightening, isn't it? Not saying go to fear. I'm not saying go to fear. I'm saying we have to break out of the matrix thinking. We have to expand our awareness, right? Expanding our awareness is not going to just be a thought. Up until now, everything that we see in this physical reality, like here's this mug, has been in this dense reality. But as everything shifts, and I've been saying this, we're having a spiritual shift. And the veil is being taken off. So there's truth out there. So as this happens, there's going to be some very crazy, bizarre events. It's not going to just be good events, apparently. There's going to be some bad events. And the reason why is because evil is really trying to hang on. It's trying to get their last licks in. And they're trying to really cause us distractions and suffering. And so these frequencies that are coming at us, these artificial frequencies, and this idea of putting a brain chip in, our arms and our heads, our arms for ID and our heads, and this transhumanism is all artificial, just like all the frequencies out there right now. Now, when this grand solar flash happens and everything is going to stop, all the artificial is going to stop. There's not going to be any Wi-Fi. There's not going to be any of this artificial. These frequencies are going to be shot down. They're going to be flattened. And so we're going to have to start over. We're going to have to start from a new reality. And so everything's going to be organic. It's only going to be organic. There's not going to be any artificial foods anymore. So be prepared. If you love those candies and those chips and everything that's GMO, all of those foods that are really unhealthy, they're going to be gone. All of that's going to be gone. We're only going to have organic. So be prepared. And those that want to stay in the matrix, they're probably just going to disappear. They're going to either pass away, they're going to go to another reality. I don't know. But all of us out there that are organic and that are looking for a better life are going to remain. We're going to be the survivors of 2022. So it's pretty exciting, isn't it? Welcome to the fifth dimension. So this party that happened, this Halloween party where 155 casualties, are a reminder that we must be aware. So you know what? If you want to ground yourself, I say grab your knees, and be in this moment. I'm wearing this little tutu. I'm dressed up for Halloween. We want to be in this moment. That's how we kind of gather ourselves together. If we have looping thoughts or we get into a place of like low vibrational energies and we're like, I'm just suffering. I'm having a really hard time. My heart is hurt. We want to rise up. We want to rise up, get all our personal power, rise up, and know that there's another reality and there's beauty out there. Step out into nature. Get out there when the sun rises tomorrow morning and realize that there's light out there. And how do we get that? Well, we can talk about positive affirmations. We can say words like nature, love, light, beauty. We can be aware of our thoughts, our words, and our actions and have alignment. So if you want to ground yourself and you're having a tough time and you're saying, gosh, I just feel like I'm a little lost right now and I'm confused and all of this is just too much, all this crisis. How are you going to ground yourself? Well, you can go stand by a strong, healthy tree. It has a very strong energy field. Maybe put your hands on the tree, your bare feet on its roots, or you can imagine your feet firmly planted in the earth's surface. Wiggle your toes. Be in this moment. Have gratitude for this moment. We are so lucky to be here right now. This is a beautiful time. Yes, there's going to be some negative stuff that happens. Heck yeah, we know that. But why? Because when change happens, big change, there are those that don't want the change to happen. And so those that don't want the change to happen are going to try to keep their control. They're going to continue to try to dominate us. And so we're going to say, you know what? No, thank you. I'm not interested. And we're going to have discernment with our thoughts. And we're going to decide when we pull out of our driveway, are we going right or left? Because every single decision matters. Be aware. So the masses are exiting the matrix. It's finally happened. Do you see that? Do you sense that? And that's why there's going to be some of this evil that is going to try to harm us. So be aware. Now, if you've just come out of the matrix, if you're one of those that have just left the matrix, which means that you say, what is the matrix? Well, the matrix is this linear world, this programming, this mind control, this enslavement that you have to go to a certain education. You have to listen to the government and pay taxes. You must have certain medical, and you must believe in the history. And that's what the matrix is. It's a mindset. Now, your mindset, you can easily wake up. You might look at something and say, that doesn't really make much sense to me anymore. And so maybe you start to say, this matrix isn't what I thought it was. These leaders don't really care about us. They're all about depopulation right now. They're talking about us eating bugs. They want us to eat worms and bugs, and the celebrities are saying, these bugs are so great. None of these elite are going to eat bugs. They're doing naughty things. You think they're going to eat bugs? Then they're talking about doing this medical treatment to us in the last 2 years and bringing the 5G on. And so people are having heart attacks and getting cancer and suddenly dying. Come on. All of it is a little shifty. Just wake up and take a look at that. Take a stand back view. Feels a little strange. So masses are now leaving the matrix. Yay, they're exiting. They're joining us here and living in the light. We're all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your true potential, cracking open the beautiful glowing light in your heart. And so we are together, joining together. We're having unity, collective consciousness. Because if I think this and you think this and she thinks this and he thinks this, we all think it, we are creating a new reality. So it's finished. The matrix is finished. There's going to be more and more signs. Be aware. Don't be surprised. Now, as the truth comes out, more and more truths are going to come out. We're going to realize that we were tricked. We were tricked. So organic human beings like you and I, right? We're real beings. We're not robots. We're not clones. We are not into transhumanism. We don't have, chips in our brain. We're not becoming robots. Human organic beings are becoming aware of the programming of the wicked leaders. So glitches are going to become more and more common, which means we're going to start to see some like breaking down of the systems. It's going to happen. And so there's failure to remain. We are leaving. It's not going to be achieved anymore. The outcome that they wanted is over. We are not interested anymore. We're all coming together. We're coming together and we're visualizing a new earth. All efforts designed to control and enslave us have failed. All parties across the globe are waking up. It's an exciting time. Yay! So this fake illusion is done. It's over now. We don't have to worry about it anymore. We are no longer, here's a picture of me sleeping. We are no longer sleeping. Do you see me sleeping? That's before I realized that I was living in the matrix. I was quietly sleeping. I was trusting all of those leaders and the elite. I was thinking that they are, going to take care of me. Nope, they aren't. They didn't take care of me. So artificial intelligence, dark forces, the evil cabal, the elite have lost the spiritual war. It's very exciting. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. They've lost. So man has chosen humanity. Yay! The woke, the angry, the suffering, the hostility, the fearful, the mean must come to terms with their energies have failed. Across the board, they've failed, and good is taking over. Positive energies are taking over. The angelic beings have come forward to help us. They've come forward. See? The white angels are here for us. You're going to be seeing them in the future. As our telepathic skills come online, you will begin to see angels. You will see them with your eyes open. It won't just be in lucid dreams. So no longer thoughts of programming, rules, beliefs. Now, I've said already, there's been this big sack. It's a big sack of poo. All of these belief systems that we've been giving life to, that has been attached to us. And we've been giving life to it. How? Because we're listening to it. It's a bunch of garbage. We're leaving it on the side of the road. We're cutting it off. We're cutting it off, right? We're leaving it. So the masses have left the matrix. We're leaving behind, we're exiting the matrix, and we're forgetting about it. The matrix is now forgotten. Okay? It's been forgotten. So the beings of light like us, the people are rising up. We're rising up to our own thoughts. And so what is that going to be? Well, it's going to be your destiny. You're going to bring your destiny forward. You're going to be more organic. There's going to be more avenues. You'll see they're going to pop up. You know how they have pop-up stores? Everything's going to pop up out of nowhere because there are those out there. The mom and pops are going to pop up. More of these, more of these having your own garden's going to pop up. All of these more healthy, and we're going to live longer. We're going to live for hundreds of years. We're not going to just live to 60 or 70 or 80. We're going to live for hundreds of years. I say I'm going to live to 104. That's going to be considered young. Okay. So as the beings of light people rise up, there's going to be new thoughts. There's going to be new beliefs. There's going to be new systems. It's not going to be like these old systems of the matrix. The 3D linear world is a thing of the past. So look, we're not even going to look at it anymore. And like this, spontaneously, we're going to forget about it. The grand solar flash, anyone who's remaining who hasn't woken up will be awakened. So this linear world that no longer exists, it's closed, it's terminated, and it's finished. Yay! Yay! We're having a party over that. Woohoo! No more matrix. So no more taxes. I don't think there'll be any more elections. I don't know if we're going to have leaders anymore. So these vortexes that are now opening up are going to bring more energy. I believe more angels are coming. Okay? I say that there's tens of thousands upon millions of angels that are traveling from the heavens to earth. We all have at least 2 guardian angels that are with us. You can ask for angels to come into your life. So this dream that I had over the weekend with these angels, these 3 angels, 3 angel women, I could tell you when it was so vivid that I thought it was real. That's how vivid this dream was. And I kept saying, this isn't a dream, this isn't a dream, this isn't a dream. And so I'm walking along this road in my town and I can't seem to get back home. And I'm in my bare feet in my pajamas. Hey, Bianca. Yay, yay. And so I keep running. I keep walking up against this woman, but she was glowing. And she was probably the most beautiful being that I've ever seen, most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And she was glowing and she had this reddish brown hair and her skin was like porcelain looking. And I kept walking by her and I kept walking and then she'd be walking by me again. It was like she never left me. Like I could cry thinking about it. And so this angel in my dream, she was there because she was trying to get my attention and I wasn't paying attention. And so we must pay attention. We must pay attention to positivity. We must pay attention to angelic beings, and we must pay attention to our own awareness of good. Be aware that there's good out there. So I kept walking along this road and I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. And then by the 3rd time that I basically was passing her again, somehow she kept becoming in front of me, this angel. Finally, I said to her, I can't get home. I can't get home. And she said, come with me. She said, come with me. And I said, okay, I'll come with you. And then on the street, there was no other cars traveling by. There was this truck. And it said, eggs and chickens. It was like an egg truck. And so she had 2 daughters who were equally as beautiful as she was. And they were both glowing as well. And I want to say, like, here are these, and here you go. It was very similar to the way they look, these angels. And so she said to me, well, we bring eggs to people and we have chickens. And so I said, oh, and it was very strange to me because in 2022, I don't think there's any trucks with chickens or eggs. And so she said to me, these are my daughters. And they were beautiful. And they actually showed me inside with the eggs and the chickens. And so I looked up afterwards, when I woke up in the morning, that, eggs are actually really positive because they're about life, because chickens are kind of going to come out. So to me, baby chicks, to me, this was a premonition dream, because it was about how angels are coming before us and we will all be okay because life is coming onto the earth. And with everything that's going on right now in the world, I have to say that it seems at times hopeless. All this wokeism, all this anger, all this hate. And it seems like there's crimes being committed. I see videos with people are walking into stores and pouring out milk or throwing food at beautiful paintings. And I just think that's about desensitizing us. I think that is paid. Those are paid anarchists. Those are not real good people that are out there trying to do good for the world. They're just trying to create havoc. So we must stay strong. Okay, so the fake alien invasion. Have you heard about this fake alien invasion? So a fake alien invasion is known as Project Bluebeam. So here an example of an alien that we know of. We've seen these. These are gray aliens. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So have we seen any aliens like this? So they say that we're going to have a fake alien invasion. And so this alien invasion, Project Bluebeam, has been designed by NASA. And so it's actually the start of the reset, the New World Order. And it's a plan to convince everyone through mind control of fear. So this is what it's going to be consisting of. This fake alien invasion that they say is going to happen. Okay. Here's like a little spaceship. They say, number one, there's going to be artificial earthquakes in locations around the world. Have you heard about this fake alien invasion? And I've heard about this fake alien invasion because it's the next thing to try to take over. And I didn't really think that it was possible, but then I was starting to watch some of these events that they've had for kids where they've had, it was for SeaWorld or it was for something with whales, sea life. And you see these humongous whales traveling around the sky at this children's event in this arena. And it's not even a real thing. It's not even solid. It's actually a hologram. Have you seen these holograms? So I said this fake alien invasion is really possible. So this fake alien invasion that they're going to bring to us, NASA has apparently created this. I'm trying to find like a, okay. One, they're going to create artificial earthquakes in locations around the world. Two, a gigantic space show. Now, Serge Montast claims, he's a Canadian journalist, he passed away, that there's a 3-dimensional optical holograms, laser projections of holographic images that they're going to put across the sky. So they're going to create a fake alien invasion. And so there's going to be 3-dimensional optical holograms. They're going to be across the skies with images of Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha, and more. So be aware, they're going to create this fake alien invasion called Project Bluebeam. What do you think of that? Is that kind of kooky or what? Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Did you hear about this fake alien invasion? Bianca or Alexandra Morel? And so they're going to use space satellites to project simultaneous images across the planet in every language. And they're going to try to create this fake alien invasion to reset the globe. The New World Order is setting this up. So they're going to use these space satellites, Elon Musk's Starlight satellites, to project simultaneous images across the planet in every language. I don't know if you've heard about this. This is a real thing that they're about to do. Now, when is this going to happen? I'm not quite sure, but I've heard that it's going to happen. They're going to try to they're going to try to let us believe that there's this alien invasion so that everyone's scared. No, but good to know. Yes, over the weekend, I also saw this video, and there was it was in daylight, and there was a bunch of kids, I would say in their 20s maybe, and they saw in the distance this light, and it was moving and traveling, and they were screaming, and they're like, look at that, look at that. And it was like a warning sign before this fake alien invasion that they're about to create. And I have to say, like I said to myself, here are the signs. Are there signs before there's a big event? Yes, there are. There are signs. Be aware. So what they're going to do is they're going to have they're going to create artificial earthquakes in locations around the world. 2, they're going to have gigantic space show. So this gigantic space show, they're going to project holographic images. So it's going to look like there's some kind of spaceship coming, and there's aliens coming, and they're going to try to scare us. And they're also going to put, some well-known ascended masters like Jesus, Muhammad. Maybe they'll even put angels, who knows? So they're going to use these space satellites to project these images. 3, they're going to do mind control. Now, has the government already been reading our mind? Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Yes, I'm dressed up for Halloween. Halloween. And I have my pumpkins. I'm going to carve my pumpkin a little bit later. 3, they're going to have what's called mind control. So they're going to do telephonic communication, sending waves to each person to convince God is speaking to them. Artificial thoughts. Here's more artificial. This artificial intelligence, I'm not really in on it. I'm not loving the idea. Are you? What do you think about artificial intelligence, AI? And that's what Elon Musk is all about. Does he already have some inside of him? Something's going on. And so 4th, they're going to have this fake alien invasion. So after all this, they're going to have a financial crisis, and then they're going to create heart attacks. Sounds like all of this is already in play. So there should be some kind of feeling that you have, a premonition about, and you sense something is changing, because there is this huge shift right now. It's happening. Everyone pay attention. It's happening. I'm not putting us in fear mode. I'm just helping you to be aware. So don't buy into the fake alien invasion. Don't buy into these fake holograms that are going to come in the sky. And don't take on the grand reset. We don't have it. We don't need the reset. We don't need mind chips and all this other garbage. We are beings of light. We are sacred beings of light. We have everything within us. They just made us believe that we didn't. They made us believe that we do not have highly advanced equipment within our DNA. We do. We can do what's called mind reading. We can do telepathy. So the fake alien invasion is coming to a home near you. So be aware. So let's just consider that angels are here with us, protecting us. Yes, they are. And so I'm here to be positive. I'm here to bring light. I'm here to remind you of some of these topics so that you're aware. Now you can go on the YouTube and you can see there's other YouTubers that are talking about some of these topics. Google them, not Google them, but put them in the search. DuckDuckGo, look it up. They will also give you these kinds of concepts, like Our Everyday Lives, I think it's called, with Michael De La Ruca. He talks about what I talk about. I try to stay away from some of those mainstream YouTubers because I feel as though they're paid, and I don't know if they're genuine. So I'm going for more organic. I'm getting away from everything artificial. I realize that I can't even eat Eggos. I can't eat any of these fake sugars anymore. It makes me sick. I don't know how you're feeling. So Rip Lee Jihan, I don't know who that is, Raymond. Who is that? So before we move on to psychic abilities, I just want to mention, I was so curious about these portals and these vortexes, because vortexes have this very strong energy. And I begin to wonder if Tataria, this lost civilization, the civilization that was exterminated by the parasites, Nikola Tesla knew all about free energy. And in Tataria, it was across the globe, Tataria. They had giants. They were able to speak telepathically to each other, and they had free energy. They didn't need oil and gas. They were working with the ether from the sky, which is in the atmosphere above the clouds. There isn't 4 elements, there's 5, there's ether. And so I said to myself, I have the clair audience going on, which is I'll hear a voice come from another source. And I got over the weekend female voices right before my angel dream, by the way. I just want to say it's always been male voices. I heard female voices. And they said, perfect. I think this is the way or something. This is the way to go. But it was 2 different female voices. So the direction I'm trying to get to is electricity. Where did electricity come from? And I heard Ben Franklin. That was another It was another um, Claire audience that came through to me from another source. So I decided to look up Ben Franklin because, we all think Ben Franklin invented electricity. So Franklin did invent the lightning rod. And so he did a kite experiment in the 1700s, and he created and named the first electrical battery. He only had 2 years of formal training, and he designed a musical instrument used by Mozart and Beethoven. So he was a genius, Ben Franklin. And so I started to say to myself, are vortexes, which was the first topic we had, these vortexes, are they able, it's a vortex, has energy. If we placed on a ley line, some source to create energy, I know that we have solar panels. If we created on ley lines these locations that had special powers, these magnetic vortexes, would we be able to create energy? I don't know. I'm wondering. And if I'm somebody I don't even have like any kind of scientific education, and I'm saying this, what about the scientists out there? Isn't there another way? If in Tartaria days they without gas and electric, they were able to create energy, have free energy. Isn't there a way we can create free energy? I'm just putting it out there. I'm so much wondering about this. So moving on to psychic phenomenon. Has anybody been utilizing their psychic phenomenon, which is a knowing and a willingness to believe in yourself and your powers, and that you have no doubt that you can psychically connect to others? So have you psychically connected to anyone in the last few days? Did you work on your telepathic skills? Yes, we could. The pyramids are on ley lines. Okay, good. Thanks for sharing that, Bianca. So the pyramids are on ley lines, but how are they utilizing the pyramids? Well, I guess we're actually drawn to the pyramids, right? So they're on ley lines. And who created? Did the extraterrestrials create the pyramids? Did giants create the pyramids? I don't know. Oh, he's a Korean actor. Oh, I'm so sorry. So Lee Yi-han. I'm so sorry, Raymond. I'm sorry to hear about that. That he passed away. So are you capable of reading minds? Yes, you are. So reading a mind is you're able to know what another person's thoughts are. So as you become more aware of your clairsenses, as you tune in, as you practice through exercises of telepathy, mind reading, maybe you take someone's personal object and you do a object token object reading, and you say, I know, this is what I know about the person. Or you read them across the room, or you hold their hand and you just tune into your senses, not your thoughts. You're going to take away any kind of critical reasoning, and you're going to tune in. You're going to practice reading other people's minds. Now, as this information comes to you, you might begin, the more you become adapted to this, you might begin to receive information that is highly personal. You don't want to share it with anyone. We're not here to break down someone else's personal life. We're just learning our telepathy skills. So you're going to learn to read minds. The ability to discern the thoughts of others. You're going to be a channeler. You're going to be a clairvoyant. You are. This is a done deal now, because the matrix is done. Masses are exiting, so we have to begin to take this seriously. We're going to take this seriously. You are going to become a mind reader. Now, what is the purpose of this? Well, with not only this, what happens is, and based on my dreams, I'm realizing this, and my lucid dreaming, as you work and practice more of your clairsenses, right, and you're more into your hearing, you're more into your smell, you're more in your taste, you're more into your visual, you've opened up You've opened up your third eye, your heart, your touch. Everything else is going to come with it. So you're going to begin to see things in this physical reality that you didn't see before. And you're going to become accustomed to it. Is this going to happen overnight? Are you going to be able to read people's minds, be a clairvoyant overnight? No, you won't. But it's possible. Here we are. I've been doing these videos for like 4 months maybe. And I've just been getting into psychic phenomenon, haven't I? So how many times have you really practiced? It's like a muscle, right? Your psychic ability is a muscle. So it's not going to happen overnight. However, you're going to get better and better on this as time goes on. It's a process. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe. And yes, I'm dressed up for Halloween. What am I? Well, I think that I am one of those I'm one of those beings that would run around a maypole. When I was a kid, my mom would set up a maypole out in the backyard. I was in elementary school. Maybe I was 5 or 6, and we would have ribbons and we'd dance around the maypole. So I kind of think that's what I'm just like festive today. I don't know if you're dressing up for Halloween, but you know what? It's like, why not? I don't wear scary costumes, but I do fun costumes. Like this is a little bit of a fun costume, isn't it? And I even have my orange tights on. And so let's all have some fun today. Let's kind of explore our passions and our purpose. What are your 5 humongous goals? We say your destiny. What is taking you to your destiny? Well, your 5 humongous goals are very important. Write them down. You can check them off. We want to quantum leap to our destiny, which is we want to bring it forward in this moment. So we want to visualize with all of our senses our destiny. What is it that you want? You're going to let out a breath. You're going to have patience. You're going to be in this moment. You're going to have gratitude, and you're going to imagine your destiny. What is that with all your senses? What do you see? What do you smell? What do you feel? And it must bring joy. And that's how you're going to quantum leap. Quantum leap is a sudden change. It's a sudden transition. It's like this. You're going to quantum leap to your destiny. All right, so you're going to begin to read minds. You're becoming a clairvoyant, whether you realize it or not. So your clairsenses, maybe you are able to sense the presence of a spirit. Maybe you have dreams about it. Maybe you channel them. Maybe you can hear them from another source. A voice comes through to you. Maybe you hear some movement. One of my good friends is experiencing that where she lives. She's experiencing papers getting moved around. She's experiencing hearing footsteps because there is a being in her home right now. It's a spirit. Now, the reason why the spirit's visiting her is because the spirit knows that she can hear them. And the spirit is kind of caught, I think. So, you're going to become a mentalist, a medium, a channeler. It's so exciting. You're going to be able to perceive another's thoughts without communicating. So someone that you're going to be around, either in your present physical reality, or you're going to receive energy like thoughts from someone else. That's why it's very, very, very important that you can decipher between your thoughts and another person's thoughts. Because sometimes we're so programmed by other belief systems that we think these are all our thoughts, but we're just reciting back what we were taught. Maybe it's on the television. Maybe it's from the news. You know, they say it so much in the advertising. It's all paid programming. It's just supposed to be for entertainment. It's not supposed to be be taken seriously, because half of the news, we don't even know if it's true because we're not there. We're seeing it with our own eyes. Heck no. So we have to become more aware. And I'm saying this over and over again to you because I'm concerned. I want you to be more aware of what are your thoughts. Oh, Elsa's snoring. She's so cute. Where's little Elsa today? Should we say hi to Elsa? Elsa, do you see her right there? She's sleeping. Do you see her? Here's her little tail. She's taking a little sleep. Happy Halloween. And so we have to become more and more aware of our thoughts. And we think, oh, that's so silly. Why is she even saying that? Because guess what? You're going to be tricked. And what did I say? Part of the fake alien invasion is that they're going to have you believe that certain thoughts are your own. They're artificial. They have the technology to do that. Don't be naive. It's already out there. They've had it since like the 1960s. So that's 80 years ago, 82 years ago. What do you think that do you think that this is high technology? Are you convinced that this is not technology? This is not high technology. All this is a way to keep track of us. That's all this is. It's like, when there's that like a sense, like a little sensory that they put in somebody's bag and then they can follow them. It's like, that's all this is. It's a way of keeping track of us and knowing what we want and who we talk to. It's not for us. It was created by the government. It's all be aware. Hello. So mind reading, you're going to become a telepathic mind reader. You're going to be able to know what others are thinking. You're going to be able to know other people's thoughts and feelings, and you're going to read their emotions. That's how skilled you're going to become. Just like what I can do, you're going to be able to do. It's just practice. Like we're going to do the ball of light today, and we're going to practice, and we're going to do another exercise to practice. And so it might, I'm just getting some kind of very strange thing that's coming to me. What the heck was that? Difficult to turn down channels. And you're going to receive and learn how to decipher each thought. Like, this is my thought and this is someone else's thought. And you're going to have a knowing that it's from another source. You're going to take away any doubt that you can do this, because you can. You can be a mind reader. You can have telepathy. It's very possible. So a mind reader is one that professes or is held to be able to perceive another's thought without means of communication. So you're not verbally telling them, you're going to be able to sense it. So maybe you're going to hear it. Maybe it's going to come through with your heart, through your third eye. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. All right, so mentalism is highly developed mental abilities. So that's hypnosis, telepathy. And so we are going to really, really gain our telepathic skills, our clairsenses, because we're the first ones awakened, aren't we? And so we have to lead the masses. The masses have now left the matrix, right? It's finished. The matrix is done. And that is completely why some of these really strange things are about to happen and are happening. Like this event over the weekend with this 155 in South Korea, they passed away. Were they doing frequency weapons at these people? Were they clicking something on that they all just trampled each other and died? It's very strange, very, very strange. Be aware, bizarre. There'll be people out there that put on bizarre makeup and do bizarre acts. And maybe they're criminal acts and they're paid. They're paid anarchists. Be aware. And so we're going to really focus ourselves now, because the matrix is finished. Okay? There's going to be glitches that happen in the timeline. There's going to be glitches that happen in many events across the board. It's going to continue to happen. So this vortex that's opened up on the planet, across the planet, there's these vortexes, are bringing out. A vortex is an energy channel, a circular spiral motion, whirling masses of air. Okay? These energetic whirlpools, like you imagine a tornado or a twister. That's what's going on this earth right now. Vortexes are opening up, and out of the vortexes are coming evil and angelic forces, and they're coming upon the earth. And so the energy is going to shift around a lot. It's going to be strange. Things are going to work. Things are not going to work. Be aware, because the matrix will be forgotten. The people are rising up. Good is coming on the earth. It's taking down the matrix. So the woke, the angry, the suffering, the hostility, all these energies are failing now. And what is going to be left? Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I had this premonition dream over the weekend. I had two. And I'm telling you right now, everything is changing. We are in transition. The shift, the spiritual shift is happening before our eyes. That's what this is right now. This is the apocalypse right now. Now, it's not an apocalypse like the destruction of the planet, the globe, where every single being is going to pass or be crushed. No, it's the destruction of the matrix, the systems. So maybe there's going to be some cataclysmic events. Maybe there's going to be floods, volcanoes erupting, this grand solar flash. There will be some very divine events that will happen. Now, God is present through all this, so don't worry. We're okay. Angels are coming to save us. Okay, so we are going to accept that we're not going to get any proof when we do this, and we're going to be aware that we have these abilities within us. So as we come online, we're allowing ourselves to be more organic, which means, how are you going to allow yourself to be more organic? You tell me. Write in the chat where you're coming from, and how are you going to be more organic? You're going to watch what you eat. You're going to watch who you spend time with. You're going to watch what frequencies you're allowing yourself to be around, because certain frequencies on the television are harming your system. They're bringing you into this programming of these circling beliefs and ideas. You want to break free from that, get away from that. So what you eat, who you spend time with, what you watch on television matters, and where you go. So spend more time in nature, at least 5 to 15 minutes every single day. You must spend time in nature. Who like-minded beings. Don't hurt yourself. Daily meditation, exactly. So let's try this right now. We're going to do some psychic phenomenon. So we're going to let out a breath. We're going to be in this moment. Oh, drink water. Thank you, Raymond. Drink water. Spend time in the sun. And so we're going to make contact and connection. So on Friday, what did we do? We spoke about tuning into the last person we had a conversation with. So now we're going to try something else. So we're going to close our eyes. Okay. And we're going to let go of any critical thinking. No thought attachments, nothing before this moment. We're going to be in this moment right now. We're going to let out a breath. And we're going to tune into, we're going to close our eyes. And we are going to tune into all of our senses. We're going to tune into our hearing, our taste, our smell, our touch, what we're seeing with our eyes closed. You know, what is that to you? Can you see images in your mind, in your third eye? So it's taste, smell, touch, feeling, hearing. Okay, you're going to tune into all of those senses, right? Now, you're not going to get any validation when you do this. It's just basically you have to have a trust and a knowing that this is going to work, right? So now you're going to tune into all your senses, and maybe you pick one. Maybe you tune more into your heart. Maybe you tune more into your hearing. I like to start with tuning into my hearing because I think that's the easiest one, maybe, and that's where I go, but it might be something different for you. It's all personal. Okay, now we're going to do an exercise together. We're going to let go of any stress. We're going to really focus on our breath. And now I'd like you to go back to the last person that you felt love from, the last person that you felt love from, and what was that moment? And so, when was the last time you felt cherished? The person made you feel cherished and worthy and loved. And I'd like you to go back to that moment or that memory. What did the person say to you? What were the circumstances? How did you feel? I'd like you to go back to the moment, the last memory that you felt loved. And I'd like you to stay in that moment. I'd like you to sense whatever all your senses are coming through with. And I'm going to stop talking and you're going to go to that moment. What was said? How did you feel? What did it look like? And let's do that right now. Okay, so for me, the last time that I felt that was, thanks, Liliana. We're just talking, we're doing psychic phenomenon. Today we covered vortexes, portals, heaven, masses, exit the matrix, and the fake alien invasion. So when I just did that, the reason why I'm asking you to tune into the last time you felt love is because I want to remind you that feeling that you have so that you can kind of differentiate. And then we're going to do another one between how when you feel good and when you feel bad, because when you have more idea and reminder about that, aren't you going to become more aware of what makes you feel good and how you feel good? And it also actually, I want to remind you what about love. I want you to remind you about being cherished. Okay, so for me, when I did do that exercise just now, anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're just doing some psychic phenomenon. We're the last time we felt love and all of our senses and what did it bring. And for me, I want you to try to tune into that moment, the last memory that you have of feeling love. For me, what's so great about doing that was it just gave me hope. It also reminded me of my value. It also clarified like what actually love is to me. Love is not really, it's not a thing, it's a feeling, it's an emotion, and it's lovely. Hey Tommy, thanks for joining us. I'm dressed for Halloween. I'm like the girl that goes out to the maypole. When I was a little girl, I would stand out there. My mom would set up a maypole, which was this pole that was dug in the earth, and there was ribbons, and my sister and I would run around the maypole. Go figure, that's a thing. Okay, so now what I'd like everyone to do is I'd like you to close your eyes, and I would like you to, with all of your senses, let's go through it again. So we're in the moment. We're in the moment. We're letting out a breath. We're focused on our breathing. We're relaxing our body. We're believing we can do it. We're taking away any doubt. And so now I'd like you to, with all of your senses, with your 5 senses, your clair senses, I'd like you to go tune into your hearing, your taste, your smell, your feeling, your touch, and your sight. And I'd like you to remember the last time that you were hurt. And I would like you to go to that moment that you were hurt. And how did you feel? And who was it with? And what was the memory? So you can bring clarity. So let's do that right now with all of your senses. The last time you were hurt, where your feelings were hurt. So this was actually easier for me to get to than it was the love, interestingly. because it hurt my heart. So I remember the last time, I remember that it brought pain to my heart. It actually stopped me in my tracks. I remember that it kind of overtook me. It's a different feeling, isn't it? And that's why I wanted you to understand the difference between the last time you felt cherished and then the last time you were hurt, so that you're more aware of your emotions, so that you're more aware, just more aware, how of yourself and what is that feeling like. And I believe that every single time we do this, we're practicing our clear senses. Maybe you don't sense that this is giving you an impression, but all of the time that you're spending practice time on their clear senses is taking you one step further to your telepathy. Okay, so now before we go, because we're running out of time, let's just do the ball of light together and let's see what happens. Okay, now I'm going to remind you before we do this so I don't forget. Let's all try to tune into someone in the next day and try to see if we are able to read their mind, if we're able to do a reading on them, what their personality is, what kind of impression are you receiving? So an impression that you're going to receive from someone is going to come through as a sensation. Maybe you're going to receive a memory in your mind. Maybe you will have remote viewing. You'll see something that they're doing, a circumstance. It's a symbol, a vision. Might be sounds, might be a conversation. You might be able to channel the person. There's a lot that you're able to do. Okay? So this is just practice right now. So let's do our ball of light before we go. So we're rubbing our hands together. Now we're working on all of our levels, our conscious level, our subconscious level, our memory level, our creative level, our healing power level, our intuitive level, and our cosmic consciousness level. We're working on all of these levels, right? Because we're going to be able to see in the dark like an owl does. And there's other animals that can see in the dark. Wolves, foxes, mice, cats, and bats can all see in the dark. Okay? Owls can see long distance in the dark. Okay, so we're rubbing our hands together. We're taking it away from our body. Now, are you feeling, when you do this, any kind of vibration on your hands? And so we're doing this to work on our concentration, right? We're also doing this to work on our focus. And we're also doing this to bring light onto the earth. And so maybe by doing this, I am creating some kind of vortex in my home or a portal in my home. I mean, I do sense that there are angels here in my presence. I spoke about Archangel Michael. And so we're going to, maybe if we can, we're going to create a ball of light by cupping our hands together. So here we are. And in the past, I've moved it around and I said, oh, am I seeing in my third eye? And so then we've tried different kinds of activities where I imagine myself in my backyard with this ball of light. And where does it bring me? And then we've done some remote viewing. And so let's see if I'm actually drawn into doing something different today. Okay, so I sensed right away what I'm going to do today is I'm going to actually imagine that I have more than one ball of light with me. So we're going to try to make this more powerful is what's going to happen. Because in the past when I did this, it actually brought me to remote viewing and teleportation to the World's Fair, and it was in the 1900s. And so now we're going to try something completely different. We are going to I'm going to close my eyes, or no, I can keep my eyes open. I'm going to imagine not only do I have one ball of light, but I actually have 3 balls of light. And so I'm going to imagine right here in this space that I have 3 balls of light. We're not going to take it to an outside source. We're not going to take it outside because that's maybe a little bit too complicated. We're going to imagine right now here in this space that I have 3 balls of light. So that would be I'm holding 3 balls of light. Now, can you do that? Let's try this together and see what happens. So interestingly enough, I imagine that there's a ball of light in my hands and then one on top of this arm and one on top of this arm. And immediately someone tried to take one of the ball of light that's on my right arm out from under me. So let's see where I am and what's happening with this. I'm going to tune in right now. So someone's asking me if I'm going to juggle the balls of light, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm not interested in that. Let's see what else I receive. Okay, so guess where I went? I landed on, it took me to, I'm inside of a ship. So I'm inside of a ship right now with these balls of light. So that's how strong this is. It took me onto a ship. It's an extraterrestrial ship. What is happening? All right, let me just see what happened. So I can see in front of me, I see that there's a couple of beings, species. Uh, it's going to take me a moment to clarify who they are, what they are. So I see that on the inside, which is the inside of the ship where you can see out. There's glass or something that there's it's a window out into the rest of the galaxy, I guess, or something. And it's black, actually. It's black. The ship is well lit. Let's see. What is this? I'm not really tuned in. Okay, so everything on the ship is white. It's white. It's not metallic, it's white. Um, so one of them on the ship is a reptilian. There's three of them. Let me see what else. I see red. Okay, wait, let's see. So they are actually like kind of not indifferent, but they're they are they're not hostile towards me. They're they're lightly welcoming me. How about I say that? Um, let's see. So they're not all the same species. There's one reptilian. Let me see if I could see the face. Wait, I gotta tune in again. Hold on. Okay, so actually, one of them just reptilian actually just did this to me. So not welcoming me now. Let me see the other two. I'm gonna send it light, love. Okay, now it stopped. So I guess they're annoyed with me. Let's see. Or it's annoyed with me. All right, so one is actually looks to appear it's like white. It's light. It's a light being. It looks like it's just light. Like, not. I don't think it's it might be an angel or something in that area, like something very, very highly highly advanced in the compassion area, very high dimensional being. So that's what the two is. That's interesting. Very extreme. And then the third, I keep getting blue, so it's blue. It's blue. Oh, my hands are really getting uh, vibrational. Let's see if I get anything else. It's almost like they know that I'm there, but they're not questioning it. So I must not be the only one that's done this remote or this teleportation. Um, so now they've just turned away and they just have no mind for me anymore. Um, No, actually, the light being is facing me, but the other two turned away. So the one that was blue actually changed color, and now it's very dark, like a black color. So maybe it was shape shifting, just to kind of, because I for a long time I could not read what that was. So the other two are negative, and then the light being is obviously positive. Okay, so I'm being sent away. All right, well, that was interesting. Did anybody else have anything happen for them? That was strange, right? So actually, three balls of light are very powerful. It took me onto an extraterrestrial ship. All right, everybody. Well, I'm hoping that everyone has a wonderful day. So we had Liliana. So Liliana, today we we covered vortexes and how I believe that there's this vortexes that are right now opening up on this planet and their energy channels. And so they are areas on this earth that they're funnel shaped and that it's created by whirling energy. Okay, and we know of the sacred locations, right? We know that the Great Pyramids, Stonehenge, and Native Americans knew of sacred locations. So these vortexes, there's three kinds. There's a magnetic vortex, an electrical vortex, and a balanced vortex. And vortexes are at locations of ley lines, which is a specific location with special powers, an imaginary line between some important places. So there's ley lines across the planet. And so these vortexes are opening up now, I realize, because there are all of these swarming energies coming upon us. We are going to receive a lot of different frequencies. So stay alert, stay aware, be positive. We spoke about portals. There's portals. I believe that I have an angelic portal right here that's these angels are coming and ascending and descending on this staircase, and it's always open. An angelic portal will always be open. So a portal is to another world, to another dimension. Maybe you are traveling through portals when you go to sleep in your sleeping state to an angelic or an astral realm. So they're energy channels, portals, and they are gateways to another realm. We mentioned the masses that are exiting the matrix. We realize that now they are no longer able to have the power over us, the matrix. So organic human beings are becoming aware of the programming. So welcome to the fifth dimension. I'm Mary Amy, and this is Living in the Light. I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truest potential and cracking open that beautiful glowing light that you had since you were born in your heart. So let's let go of the matrix. It's ended now. It's terminated. Let's remind ourselves that we are worthy beings of light. And also, I spoke of this fake alien invasion that's coming, Project Bluebeam, the NASA has created to start the reset. And there are going to be 4 stages of the fake alien invasion. Hey, Alexandra, thank you. I love you. Okay, so 1 is going to be the artificial earthquakes, 2, a gigantic space show with optical holograms. Maybe there's going to be images of Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha. 3, mind control. They're going to place thoughts in our minds, sending waves to each person, artificial thoughts. That's why we have to become more aware of our thoughts and others' thoughts, right? And 4, the fake alien invasion. All of this after a financial crisis and heart attacks are created. So just be aware. Thank you. So everyone, I'm spinning light. I'll be back again tomorrow at 11. You're in the center of it. So let's all have a happy Halloween. Let's just have fun. If you want to eat all of that candy, I wish I could. I can't. I can't do it anymore. So I'm spinning light and you're in the middle of it and you're making a wish. And everyone have a wonderful day. Be well. I'll be back again tomorrow. So just, practice your clear senses and tune into your hearing. For me, it's my hearing that works the best. Close your eyes, listen beyond the walls of the room, all the way up as far as you can imagine, and start to tune into your senses, because guess why? Because we are really advanced beings, and we are capable of doing so much more. They didn't tell you. They just were crushing you in the matrix. Now that the masses are leaving the matrix, we are the first awakened. So let's practice, because pretty soon everyone's going to be doing their clair senses. Everyone's going to become telepathic. We're not even going to need to use our mouth anymore to talk. We're just going to be using our mind. All right, mind reading. Everyone have a wonderful day. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. This will be up as soon as we're done, and maybe you'll have a premonition, tonight while you're sleeping or during the day. Just accept all the impressions that you receive. Write them down. If something drops into your brain from another source, write it down. All of it is meant for you. Just like a phone call is meant for you, a text is meant for you, a message is meant for you, an email is meant for you. Anything that you're receiving, any impression that you're receiving that's dropping into your system is meant for you. So everyone, have a wonderful day. Be well. I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye.